Hello, welcome to your practice. My name is Kathleen. If you're new to my classes or I haven't met you in one of the studios before, I've had a couple of requests for some slower flows. So not so much really basic beginner, but what I would usually teach in a full Vinyasa class, but maybe just bringing it down a couple of levels for those that are new to practice or maybe carrying injuries or coming back to practice after maybe some different types of training, CrossFit, gym, any competitive sports, just to move the body in really mindful ways and build a heat in the body that allows us to open really slowly and in a nurturing kind of way. So I actually like to practice like this really early in the morning when the body's still cold and waking up and holding quite a bit of restriction from sleep. And I also like to practice like this later in the evening just to slow down the body, the breath, and soothe the nervous system. So usually Vinyasa can be quite fast, quite strong, quite fiery, but today we're going to take a slow flow. So lots of modified options and versions of the common poses that maybe you do know very well already. So just another option for you to practice anytime you feel the need to drop back just a couple of steps and tune in. So as we do with my classes though, we'll still begin in child's pose just to drop into the breath and the body and become really mindful for how we're showing up this morning or this evening to practice. So reaching the arms overhead, resting the head onto the earth. Just softening down onto the elbows. Move around as much as needed so you can get comfortable here. Maybe the hips don't sink all the way down yet. If you find that the head is hanging in mid-air, stack the hands, rest the forehead down onto the hands. Remembering you can always use blocks or bolsters and props to modify the poses and make them more comfortable in your body. Just start by taking a couple of nice big deep breaths. Maybe even extending the exhalation. Feeling any tension, any tightness just to start to slide from the body. Such a beautiful starting point, our balasana, just to check in, just to notice how our energy levels are today. How we're feeling physically, mentally, and emotionally. Allow everything to be as it is. Nothing to fix or change, just simply showing up. And we're going to start to slide the hands up the mat. So Anahatasana or puppy dog pose. Reaching right out in front of you, staying really active through the arms. Coming forward until the hips land over the knees, and then with the arms still active, resting the head back down, just lengthening and increasing sensation down the sides of the body. You may find you can breathe even more deeply here now. There's no compression on the belly or the chest. Big breath. Nice big clearing breath out. Lifting the head once again, we begin to slide the hands in towards us until the hips land on the heels. We're going to tuck the chin, keep sliding the hands in, slowly roll the body up into a kneeling position. Take your time. Beautiful broadening across the upper back. Let the head land over the heart and then empty the shoulders. Slide them down the back. We're going to move through a really gentle, modified flow from here. So inhaling, reach the arms up overhead. Bring the palms to touch. Exhale, bring the hands back down. Let them land onto the mat. We're going to slide them forward, coming up into tabletop position. From here, brace the belly. Turn the biceps forward. As you bend the elbows, we lower all the way down onto the earth. We're going to take the fingertips as wide as the mat or even wider. Flare up into the elbows. Push the hands down as you lift the body into King Cobra. We exhale, roll back down onto the belly. Hands sliding under the shoulders. Bit of strength through the arms here. Lift the torso, lift the body. And then as you exhale, glide the hips all the way back towards the heels. So this is going to be our warm-up flow, all the lower options from Vinyasa. Hands slide in. Breathing the breath deep into the body. As you exhale, loop shoulders back and down. Arms sweep skyward. Palms touch as you exhale, hands past the face, the heart, and then they land. We slide them forward. Brace the belly, elbows bend, lower all the way to the earth. Fingertips wide, lift the elbows. King Cobra curl, stretching into the belly, opening the chest. And then exhale, rolling back down. Hands slide in. Again, push the mat away. As you exhale, we land all the way back into child's pose. Another round. Inhale. Shoulders drop down. Full of breath, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands to the earth. Inhale, tabletop position. And then exhale to lower to the belly. Fingertips wide, King Cobra curl, lift and rise. Exhale as you lay the body back onto the earth. Hands slide in. Push into the mat. Sink the hips back. Just settle into child's pose once again. Maybe find a little rock from right to left side. Just starting to open the side body, shifting the body weight. Maybe noticing that we're a little bit warmer. Thanks to some very gentle movement, some deep mindful breaths. And now we're going to set up for downward facing dog. So we lift the body into tabletop position. Keeping the hands at shoulder distance, spread the fingers and plant the palms down. This creates for a nice strong base in the wrist. As soon as we lift through the palms and roll onto the outside of the wrist, we get really unstable. We can actually get quite sore through the wrist joint. We want to tuck all 10 toes under. Lift the knees into plank position. And then we're going to bring the hips up nice and high, but soften into the knees. A big bend into the knees as you sink the heels towards the earth. We want to drop our ears between the biceps. And then as we push into the hands, reach the hips back. Lots of light and length through the spine. And I even encourage you, once you get into your first downward dog, just to keep playing with it. So this means to walk out through the feet. Bend the knees. Feel that nice fanning underneath the toes. The stretch into the arch of the feet, down the backs of the Achilles. Just inviting length and space through the backside of the body. This can be really strong posture to hold, but you will build endurance here. The more we hold, the more we come into this pose, we get stronger. Let's take a big breath together. Nice big breath out. Bring the gaze forward. Little baby steps will walk us towards the top of the mat. The feet land at hip distance. So this is roughly 2 fists apart. We're going to push the hands onto the shins and lengthen the spine. So instead of rounding, we want to reach the crown of the head forward. Brace the belly. Draw the shoulders back. This is halfway lift. Take an inhale. As you exhale, soft knees again. Hands wrap to the calves. We bow forward. Let's try that again. Halfway lifting.
Exhale, folding. Last one like that. Long spine, draw the shoulders back. And then exhale, soften the knees, bow forward. Uttanasana. Forward folding position. We're going to cradle opposite elbows in the hands. Find a little nod and shake through the head, loosening through the back of the neck. Just feeling the weight of the upper body cascading forward. Just slowing the breath. Just a gentle inversion at the very beginning of class. Good, and then we rest the hands down. Bend the knees a little more deeply. Tuck the chin and slowly begin to roll up. So instead of just standing up really quickly, take your time to uncoil, to stack the vertebrae, to loop the shoulders back and down. And then take a couple more like that, just massaging out the shoulders, massaging out the base of the neck. And we're going to take some gentle sun salutations. So using all our lower options, again, just moving mindfully, linking the movements to your breath. Plant down through the feet, Tadasana, strong standing mountain pose. We inhale, lift the arms overhead. We're going to add in cactus arms, so bend the elbows wide, lift through the center of the heart. Inhale, reach back up. Palms touch. As you exhale, fold all the way forward. Halfway lift, draw the shoulders back. Hands land, we step back to high push-up position. In class today, knees come down onto the earth. Take a breath in. Brace the belly. Exhale, lower down towards the mat. Just like our warm-up. Fingertips wide. King Cobra curl. One big breath in. Exhale, roll the body back down. Hands slide in. Push the mat away. Bend at the knees. Tucking the toes. Come back to downward facing dog. We hold for a big breath in. Nice big breath out. And you can step forward in one go, or maybe taking a couple of steps to move to the top of the mat. We halfway lift, hands push onto the shins. Exhale, follow your breath, fold forward. Now push through the feet, soften the knees a little. We're sweeping all the way up to standing. Again, bend the elbows, big cactus arms. Refill the breath, reach overhead. Exhale, bend from the hips, bow all the way forward. Halfway lift, fingertips to the earth, maybe you prefer them up on the shins. Hands land, step back to high push-up position. Really strong position to hold here. Power pose engaging the whole body. This class today, knees come down onto the earth. Take a breath. As we exhale, bend the elbows. They slide past the ribs to lower us down. Fingertips wide. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll the body back down. Hands slide in. Lift through the chest to come high. And then exhaling, push the hips back. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Let's take one more round through. Big breath in. Nice big breath out. Stepping forward or walking to the top of the mat. We halfway lift. Bow down. Inhale, push through the feet, circle all the way up overhead. And then exhale, hinge from the hips. Oh, sorry, we need to add in cactus arms. Bend the elbows, lift the heart. Inhale, reach. This time we come forward, hinge from the hips and bow down. Halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank position. Inhale as you drop the knees. Exhale, bend the elbows, lower to the earth. Fingertips wide. King Cobra curl. Exhale, roll the body back down. Hands slide in. Lifting, tucking toes. Downward facing dog. Perfect. The body should feel much warmer now. Ready to move into some of our lunges and some of our warriors. We're going to look forward. Step the right foot to the top of the mat. If your foot only can come halfway, grabbing the ankle with the right hand, place the foot where it needs to go. Couple of steps, perfect. Just try and get that foot nice and high up the mat. We're going to drop the back heel down. So we've got really strong legs here, a nice big bend through the front knee, pushing back pinky toes to the earth. We're going to circle the arms up into warrior two to begin. So we sink, again, right knee stays over the ankle. We're reaching through the fingertips, softly stacking the shoulders over the hips. Big opening across shoulders and pelvis. Huge with this breath. Each exhale, we soften in a little further. Let's take another one. Drop in. We're going to flip the front palm, reverse your warrior. Back hand slides down the back leg as you reach up and over, creating lots of space down the side of the body. From this reverse, we're going to circle forward into extended side angle. Elbow lands onto the thigh. We sink the hips down and then reach the left arm up overhead. So we've created a really nice strong line down the side of the body from the heel to the fingertips. Sinking into the hips, gently rolling left ribs to the sky. Take a big breath in. Nice big breath out. Wind back up to warrior two. Hands to the hips, straighten the right leg. We're going to turn on the heels and take this to the back of the mat. Exactly the same postures. Arms float up, one big breath. Bend into that left knee. Warrior two. Exactly the same pose on the left hand side. Tendency is for this knee to fall inwards. Charge up that front thigh. Sink the knee towards the ankle and then see if you can squeeze the back glute. Keep the body stable and balanced. Huge breath. Drop in. Flip the front palm. We're going to reverse our warrior. Big reach up and over behind us. And then circling all the way back up. Extended side angle. Sink into the hips. Reaching the top arm over. Remembering this is a long, deep lunge and we're trying to open and turn the rib cage towards the sky. Holding here, big breath in. Nice big breath out. Wind back to warrior two. Hands to the hips. Turn the feet around. Now we're going to take that again, but we're going to link the movements, one breath per posture. So slow, flowing movements through our poses. Let's inhale, lift the arms. Warrior two as you breathe out. Reversing, flip the palm, big breath in. Extended side angle, circle forward and over. Back to warrior two. Hands to hips, turn on the heels, little recovery here. Arms float up. Warrior two, drop in. Reverse. Extended side angle, elbow to the thigh. Right arm reaches up and over. Arms float back up. Hands to hips, turn on the heels. One more round through. Inhale. Warrior two. Reverse. extended side angle. Back to warrior two. Hands to hips, turn on the heels, little rest here as you transition. One more time. Reverse. Extended side angle, sink and reach over. Flow back to warrior two. Hands to hips, turning on the heels. This time we're going to bring the hands down onto the mat. Stepping the right foot to plank and then back into downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet here. Soften through the back of the neck. Try and find some nice slow deep breaths. So we're going to play with a little other sequence here now. Just working the body in a different way. We're going to step the right foot through once again. Wriggle the toes up if you need to. We're going to soften the back knee down onto the mat. I like to untuck the toes. So we've got a long, low lunge here. Back knee is down. We're sweeping the arms skyward. As you exhale, soften into the elbows. Circle the hands behind you. Take a couple more like that. Last one. Beautiful big stretch through the front of the left hip. Left hand stays down. Right arm's going to reach to the sky. Gentle twist here. So we stay solid and stable around the pelvis. We take the gaze up, tucking that left rib cage under. Take a huge breath in. As you exhale, gaze down, right hand lands. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee. Now we're going to rock forward and back, a dynamic lunge sequence here. Sink into the pelvis, draw the shoulders back, take a huge breath in. As you exhale, drop the head down, start to straighten into that front leg and sink the back heel to the earth. Now we're going to take that forward again. Bend the right knee, open the chest up. As you exhale, push back, releasing the breath out. One more. Exhale. Inhale, rock forward. Pause here. We're going to walk the hands to the left long side of the mat. Turn on the heels. Come all the way to the back of the mat. Once again. Back knee lands. Untuck back toes. 3 big circles now to open through the front of the right hip. 2 more. We inhale as we reach up. Exhale, soften into the elbows and hands circle behind. 1 more. Both hands land here. Right hand stays, left arm reaches, gentle twist into the body. We use the exhale to find a deeper rotation, really shining that left rib cage to the sky. Last big breath. Gaze down, left hand lands, pick up the back knee. That rock forward and back with our lunges. Inhale, shoulders draw back, heart forward. Exhale, drop the head down, start to straighten into front leg. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, last one here. Just doing our best to move our body. Doesn't need to look like anything in particular, just notice how it feels. We're going to walk the hands back down the long side of the mat. Squaring up the outer blade of the feet with the top and the bottom of the mat, keeping the legs strong and straight, and then begin to bow forward. So a straddle fold here, walking the hands between the feet. See if you can lengthen, soften through the back of the neck. So many people find this position quite challenging, quite uncomfortable. As much as you need to keep the hands forward, even a micro bend into the knees here just to take the pressure out of the back of the joints. We're just doing our best. Yoga teaches us exactly what is going on physically in our body. Where we're tight, where we're holding imbalances, where we're really strong in the body and where our weaknesses are as well. So just simply notice. Notice the difference between the right and left side. If there's tension around the jaw or the back of the neck, it's just about playing and discovering and exploring the body. Trying to strengthen what is weak, release what is tight, tighten what is loose. Good, we'll walk forward. Walk the hands towards the top of the mat. And then just stepping right foot back. Once again, knees land to the earth. We're going to take the hands behind us this time so the top of the palms land on the mat. We're resting the forehead down onto the earth. And in this pose, I actually like to bring the hands under the shoulders and just find a very gentle rock from right to left side, rolling over the top of the forehead. Just massaging out the brow line. Starting to really slow the breath, self-soothing. Good. We'll land center, push into the mat. Come back to a kneeling position. Just take a second for the head to settle. Just for the blood pressure to regulate. Good. We'll move up off the feet. Shift up towards the top of the mat and take a seat on the bottom. Just ensure there's enough space behind you to roll down. We're going to use the support of the hands holding onto the thighs or the shins just to guide our body down onto the mat. And just feel that laying out of each vertebrae as you roll down. And the weight of the head supported below you. Good. We'll bring the heels in a little closer, but take them nice and wide to the edges of the mat. We're going to inhale as we hold through this center line. As we exhale, dropping the knees to left hand side. Inhale back through center line. Exhale over towards the right. Hopefully you got a little bit more space than me to drop the knees over. Back to center. Exhale over towards the left. This time we're just going to land here. Softening you through the back of the shoulders. Just allowing the weight of the legs falling to one side to gently rotate through the body. If you do want a little bit more in this twist, take your left foot to the outside of the right knee and just encourage a slightly deeper rotation in the lower body. Good. Release the foot off the knee. Bring the legs back to center again. Huge breath in. Exhale to right hand side. Back through center line. Over to the left. We guide the legs back up. This time as the knees fall over to the right hand side, just letting them land here. Maybe the weight of the legs is enough rotation for the body. You can take your gaze to left hand side. If you wanted to deepen that twist a little more, foot to the outside of the left knee. Good, unhooking the foot. Heel toe the feet all the way in together. We're going to hug the knees towards the chest. You might like to pick the head up, draw the knees to the nose. Just shrug the shoulders down from the ears, lengthening through the back of the neck. And then softly releasing, extending the arms and legs long, full body stretch. Good. Before settling into Shavasana, we spend a few moments here just settling into this present moment. Just unlocking all the joints, allowing the body to roll open. Softening the belly so the spine can melt down. Just feeling this next breath fill up the chest, cross out to the shoulders, releasing into the neck and the jaw. And then notice all the tiny muscles around the mouth, around the eyebrows. Run up over the forehead, down the back of the scalp, just starting to soften and melt down. We turn our palms to the sky. We offer ourselves to this moment. We begin absorbing all the benefits of every posture we've just completed. I really, really encourage you to stay here, just decompressing. Just drawing slow, deep breaths in and out of the body. Stay as long as time permits for you today. I thank you for joining me. I hope that helped you with your beginning practice or just warmed the body so you can sit in comfortable silence. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.